release on the roundabout, and they have automatic number plates. Quite a lot of them.
Should we not get the book in though?
So, because I'll do cutaways.
Oh, you do cutaways, fine, yeah. Okay. What's your name again?
Michael.
Michael.
Michael Casey.
Michael Casey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeremy, tell me how you became the announcer at West Ham United.
I used to present breakfast on BBC London, which is called GLR, and I always used to talk about West Ham. And then when the previous stadium announcer left, someone in the ticket office said, "Oh, perhaps we get Jeremy. He seems to talk about us a lot." Because I always used to be fed up when we'd lost, so people used to tune in, especially if we'd got trounced, to hear how annoyed I sounded.
And you enjoy it?
Oh God, yeah.
What is it that you enjoy?
Well, if West Ham score a goal, everyone's cheering, but I'm the man with the microphone. I can say, "Goal for West Ham, scored by Carlton Cole." You know, so it's just the buzz, really, of that.
And do you feel when you're doing it, you get to enjoy the games?
Not as much, no. So I enjoy away games more because I can be a fan then. But what I do like is doing it properly, and you know, so many stadium announcers are actually a bit rubbish, and they just shout and it's distorted, or they get the names wrong. So I'd like to think that, you know, we always do everything properly at West Ham. So I do take a pride in being the voice, yeah.
So what motivated the book?
Well, I got sacked after 10 seasons, and then returned after a fans campaign. I just wanted to tell the story of that and thank everyone that supported me, and I did that.
How did the fans campaign manifest itself?
Just on lots of message sites, Ian Dale's site, West Ham Till I Die, Knees Up Mother Brown, westhamonline.net. They were all sort of saying, you know, who's this new guy? And they had about 3 different people, and they were all rubbish, and kept getting the names wrong. And then I returned in triumph on a January night against Hull City under floodlights.
Because that's an important thing about getting names right, isn't it? You know, you know, people. I imagine players will get quite upset so people make these lazy mistakes.
Yeah, well, we had a player called Jack Collins for a while, who was somewhere between James Collins and Jack Collison, and I thought, I'm not sure who was that. And there was another player who was announced as Dixon guy who got a bit of a stammer on this Fulham player.
And West Ham season so far, happy?
Yeah, can't complain. I mean, we've won so many away games. We've won 5, and I don't think we'd won that many in about 2 years under the last 2 managers. So that's good. And you know, Sam's got a mission, and that's to get us straight back up. And at the moment, we're on course. We're in one of the automatic places, so hopefully we're up.
But is Sam part of, you know, West Ham, I guess, one of these teams who've got that game and academy. Is there synergy with Sam and that philosophy?
Well, he doesn't play the beautiful game, but I'll forgive him in one season if he gets us up, and then when we're up, we'll start playing a little bit more attractive football, hopefully.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Ian, where did your abiding love of West Ham start?
Well, I went to school near Saffron Walden in Essex, and I was 10 in 1972, and I supported Manchester United at that point, as most people did in Essex and still do. And they then got relegated. Then shame of supporting a relegated side at the age of 10 was too much. So my best friend at the time, he supported West Ham, so I was easily led, and then started supporting West Ham. What a great career move that was, with all the relegations we've had since then.
I guess you got used to that, the ups and downs of it. I mean, Tottenham and Arsenal fans would say, well, Tottenham had it in 77, but you've had to put up with this, so to speak.
Well, you have. I mean, it really is an up and down existence supporting West Ham. We all know that. It's not just the relegations, it's about the way the team performs, some of the players, how they've treated the club, or indeed how the club have treated some of the players, and at certain periods not showing the ambition that's needed just to get to the next stage. I mean, if in 1986-87 we'd built on that, or on what had happened the previous season with Cotti and McAvenny and all the rest of it, but the club didn't invest in really any good new players at that point, and we've had that happen once or twice since then. You just hope that we can now have a period of stability, and if we get back into the Premier League, we will be there to stay.
In what play? I mean, a lot of people might go for Bobby Moore and Martin Peter, but are there certain players you felt have defined West Ham?
Well, obviously the World Cup winning players are the ones that people think of when they think of West Ham. Even kids nowadays, they know who Bobby Moore is. I mean, that was sort of slightly before my time, but I look back to the 1975-1980 Cup winning sides. I mean, Trevor Brooking now obviously is the one that people talk of. Alan Devonshire, who I had the pleasure of meeting the other day. In fact, I gave him a copy of my book. Ronnie Boyce I met at the same event, and I mean, what a lovely guy he is. But obviously today's kids really don't know who Ronnie Boyce is. But I didn't get a season ticket until about 1991. And I look back at the teams of the 1990s and Paolo Di Canio. We will never see a player like him again at West Ham, I suspect. You just never knew what you were going to get. He was just such a superb player. But I quite like some of the fringe players. Matthew Rush, who again most people probably never heard of now. He was a player that I thought could have become absolutely brilliant for West Ham. But he wasn't really given that many chances. Really skillful, pacey, right winger. Sort of played a handful of games, scored a couple of great goals, and then got injured. Then was sold. And we have a bit of a history of sort of with that sort of player. I think maybe not bringing them to their full potential.
Thank you very much.
All right.